and welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Fire and Golf. Now, of course, like I promised you, a little bit of the updates in terms of the ATM skimming scam at this point. They found another case, right, that we reported yesterday, but it seems like this particular case is separate from the one from Lumpini area, because this Payathai case, now Kun Phai reported a little bit about this yesterday, that the victim is Kun Anupon Puwapunpon. He lost 400,000 baht altogether from his account, and this is from the CP Tower 3 in Payathai district. They say that already came out and talked about this. Lieutenant Colonel Thirasak Siprasert, he said that after an investigation into the case, because it seems like the police have found a little bit more, they said that for this particular case is all the victims belong to the Thai military banks. All the victims actually have accounts with Thai Military Bank or the TMB Bank. Now they say that TMB has already said that they will give the money back to the victims after they have this investigation and such. But they say that the police have found that they are seeing quite a little bit of a pattern, because they found that the money was actually withdrawn from all these victims' ATM card, or at least from the account in Songkhla province, in Hat Yai district down south. So that led them to believe that it's probably different gang than the one in Lumpini district, because this means that the Lumpini ones, it was withdrawn in the Ukraine, exactly, so outside the country. And they say that they are trying to request recordings from security cameras at the ATM machine where the withdrawals were made in Songkhla, and hopefully they will be able to find the culprit. But the investigator said that is probably a long ongoing, I guess, planning of the incident, because this particular scam probably going to take a long time, quite a bit of a time, as well as people who are experts in terms of installing all these equipments and such. And they say that the skimmer has probably been installed in the target ATM machines about a month or two prior to the D-Day. And they picked the 11th and the 12th to actually withdraw all the money. So at this point, the ATM skimming victims has already launched a complaint with the police, and TMB has already said that they will compensate or disperse the money for all the victims, and they will get the money back. However, the police say that they are working with the Bank of Thailand as well to try to stop this and step up measures in terms of helping all the victims and make sure that this not happen again. But all in all, as you can see there, they say that the easiest thing to detect is that you have to see that blinking of light where you push your card in. That's one of the signs, because they say that normally the skimmer would actually be installed in front or on top of these particular things in order to read your card information, as well as on the pad where you press all the numbers as well. So be very, very careful. Maybe take a little bit longer time before you do any transaction with the ATM machines, because it seems like all this gang has become quite clever in terms of trying to get our money.
Saying that, I watched the interview of an expert yesterday. They said that from the blinking of the ATM where you insert the ATM card, they said that now the skimming gang has gone to the next level. They use the transparency machine.
Oh, so
that'll make the still be blinking. You still see it.
So how are we going to detect it? I thought, at least that's something we can do. Well, maybe be a little bit more careful. I'm not sure how, because obviously if it's transparent, if it's clear and it's allowed the light to blink anyway as we insert the card, then that's going to be quite challenging for us to detect as well.
A string of skimming cases that we have been reporting make me concerned.
About your money?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not much we can do, and hopefully the police will find a culprit very, very soon.
I'm not going to ATM booth anymore. Just go directly to the bank.
Okay, fine. You can do that.
Now moving on to
Right.
an update, as Kun Kap said that the case of Kun Chakrit Panipatikam or Kun X, the Olympic shooters who got murdered a few weeks ago now, yesterday. You said that another suspect, the lawyer Kun, let me see his name, Kun
Well,
Santi
they call
Thong
him-
Sem, yeah, or lawyer Eat, age 28. That
Wow,
has
he's
turned himself in. Yeah, he's young. Turned himself in on Tuesday
Right.
with the Metropolitan Police Chief, Police Lieutenant General Kamronwit.
upsetting him.
Yeah, upsetting him. Kamronwit Tuprajang, because he came with a group of his lawyer colleagues and with the arrogant attitude or
According to the police, anyway.
yeah, according to reports. So yesterday, it seems that Kun Kamronwit would oppose his bail, and he said that with reporters earlier on Tuesday. However, yesterday, it seems that this particular suspect, lawyer Eid, was granted bail already at around 2 p.m. yesterday. After only 2 hours after he was sent to Minburi police station to the prison there at noon. And after he was being sent behind the bars, a group of his lawyer colleagues had visited him with some food and drinking water with them and talking to him. However, 2 hours later at 2 p.m., as I said, police have released him on a 500,000 baht bail. Authorities said that it seems that the suspect had cooperated quite well with the police investigation as he had turned himself in. So he was granted bail. And police are still searching for another suspect in this case, Thawachai Pechod, age 33, the motorcycle driver who rode the motorcycle for the gunman at the back, who shot Kun Chakrit, the victim, while he was in the Porsche car. Now, they believe that the Thawachai, the suspect, was in hiding in Surat Thani province, his hometown, and they had already found the motorcycle that he was using at the financial institution in Ramkhamhaeng area. The company said that Kun Thawachai had given the motorcycle to him on loan. The company has given loan for him to buy this motorcycle, and he said he wouldn't pay the money, but he just gave the motorcycle back to the company only 4 days after the murder, after the incident. So there's still another update here from the lawyer council, the provincial lawyer council in Minburi district, Kun Sompon Damprik, the chairman of the council. He said that he would press charges against Police Lieutenant General Kamronwit Tuprajang for the comments he said on Tuesday that Kun Santi has hoarded his friends with him for the event that he turned himself in on Tuesday. Kun Sompon said that the word hoarding is not the vocabulary that he used with people.
Okay. Well, I kind of see that coming, though, you know.
Really?
Because it just seems that this lawyer, he's actually knows quite a bit of people, I'm pretty sure. And that's one of the things that Police Lieutenant General Kamrunwit said was quite harsh, right? He's like calling the lawyer pretty much arrogant and, you know, having attitude toward him. And he's pretty much saying that no bail for the lawyer, but I guess...
In only 2 hours, you couldn't believe that.
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, you still have to go with the legal system. Because if his lawyer friends were able to argue...
And the suspect is a legal expert.
Exactly, so he knows that, you know, technically he's still a suspect. They don't have anything against him yet. So I guess, you know, lawyer versus police... Lawyer win this time. All right, let's move on to another case. This one is at least a little bit more uplifting. We are getting ready for Loy Kratong, which is the floating festival here in Thailand. Now, we have two types. Okay, in the northern part of Thailand, we have what we call lantern floating, so up in the sky, but normally widely around the country, we normally float the floats down the river in order to say thank you to the goddess of water. Now they say that there has been a report that talking about the tourism industry, especially in Songkhla province. Now, as you can see, this is in the Songkhla Historical Park. They say that starting yesterday already, all the way to the 17th, where the Loy Kratong Day is, they say that there will be several of the activities ready for all the tourists as well as local who would like to visit the area. Now, as you can see, a lot of Thai dancing, and there will be a time where you can actually float the floats as well, and it's very pretty because of course you light the candles. Now this particular one is what we call the floating lantern that going up in the sky. Floating lanterns normally practice in the northern part of Thailand, especially in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai province. And Kun Chachcha Sittipan, the transport minister, has already come out and talk about safety measures that will be in place during Loy Kratong period, making sure that no accident will happen, especially in the Chiang Mai as well as Chiang Rai area. They say that the area around the airport itself, they say people can, float the floats, but they requested that everyone submitting in, if you have a big events of floating the lanterns up in the sky around the airport vicinity, submitted a request 3 days beforehand so that the air traffic control can, maneuver or at least manage their air trafficking in accordance to the lanterns that will go up. Plus, there's a measure in place, so if you are in the area of Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, they only allow you to float the lanterns after 9 p.m. at night. So make sure that you look at all the regulations, because these are in place in order to prevent any accident, because sometimes the lanterns get up in the sky, ended up getting caught or at least in a way of the airplane itself.
Yes.
And once it's up there, you're involving over hundreds of lives. So be a little bit more careful and, and at this point, they say that in Chiang Mai province, there also a report of several activities that will be held starting since this weekends onward. And they say that at this point, a lot of the foreign tourists, especially Chinese tourists, actually flocking into Chiang Mai, because they say that there are several of the TV programs, Chinese TV programs that were filmed.
To film?
Yeah, in Chiang Mai.
That's
So a
good.
lot of Chinese tourists have seen a little bit of the sceneries of Chiang Mai, so they decided to go there. Now, moving on to in terms of transportation as well as safety measures, they say that at this point, if you are traveling around in Bangkok using water as a means of transportation, so not water, but boat as a means of transportation, they say that on the 17th, at this point, the Transport Ministry has already said that the boat transportation in Klong San Sap or San Sap Canal will have to be shut down, because they're from 6 p.m. onward, meaning that at night, in order to allow people to get into the pier and float the floats and enjoy the Loi Krathong Festival. And they say that the big transporting ship that will have to use the transportation or route on the Rama 7 bridge all the way to Rama 9 bridge, from 4 all the way to midnight of the 17th, will have to refrain from passing through the area, because there will be several of activities as well. Wow. So it seems like all the measures are in place, making sure that everything is going to be okay and at least safe for all the festival goers.
Yes,
for this year.
It's really good that Loy Kratong took place on Sunday this year, because normally it happens on the normal days, and there's a lot of problems, traffic congestions, and also people wants to go up country to celebrate, especially in Songkhla province.
Right.
Now, taking a look at the situation of a gathering, the demonstration against the government, earlier against the amnesty bill.
Right.
However,
and now the amnesty bill is out.
Already out.
Against the government now?
Yeah, the Democrat-led government, former Democrat leader, not Democrat leader, excuse me, former
MPs.
Democrat MP Kun Suthep Theak Suban said yesterday in front of the rally-goer said that he plans to further escalate the anti-government protest on Ratchadamneon Avenue tomorrow. Earlier, they said that a lot of people said, critics or private sector said that the measures or the campaign that he asked people to stop paying taxes or stop going to work or just slow work didn't work. So he has to come up with more effective measures or like more serious measures to pressure the government. And he told people at the rally last night that the protest leader would seek their opinion and endorsement before moving the protest forward. So he asked people in Bangkok and also upcountry to join the protest, the gathering tomorrow. He said Friday is the last day of their civil disobedience, and we will consult you about our next move to decide whether to do bigger things. We haven't heard yet what that bigger things mean. So he called on people in both the capital and in provinces to come to Ratchadamneon Avenue tomorrow. He said, don't be afraid and think you are alone, because on Friday, there will be teachers and students from schools and universities in Bangkok, as well as people from all districts that will march through all the city streets to Ratchadamneon Avenue. I think it means the event that people march from like Silom or Asok or Ratchada to join the gathering at Ratchadamneon Avenue. There were accusations from the government faction and also some Richard supporters saying that Kun Suthep wants to like campaign ahead of the election, the next election. He was doing all of this for his political interest. However, Kun Suthep assures that if the house is dissolved, he would not run in any future election. And that was a promise. Meanwhile, there were some observers that believe that the protest will continue until at least November the 20th, when the Constitution Court is expected to decide whether the charter amendment to have all senators elected is constitutional. One of the party or the groups that are still monitoring, expecting for the Constitution Court's verdict as well is the Ratchad United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship, or the UDD, that they will hold a mass demonstration at Mueang Thong, Thani from November 18th to the 20th, as they're waiting for the ruling. That's according to Kun Jatuporn Prompan, a UDD co-leader, saying that yesterday. There were a report from the Election Commission yesterday as well, saying that they would stage the by-elections on the 22nd of December in order to find an MP to fill in for the 9 Democrat MPs who resigned.
Right. All right, very interesting. And I thought it was quite interesting as well, because Democrat Party has less MPs to begin with. And, you know, to have 9 resign, that's kind of a bold move. But I guess, as we can see, 18th to 20th for the UDD, and for Ratchadamneon Avenue it's on the 17th, right? They left the Loy Kratong Day open. So people could probably still, the 17th still open, people can go in Loy Kratong and then afterward joining and doing their civil rights and such. All right, let's take a short break, but when we come back, I have a little bit more updates in terms of the joint House meeting yesterday, the upper and lower House meeting on privy here. I guess, the verdict, as well as we have a little bit more updates on the
anticipation ahead of the Constitution Court's ruling on the 20th. So please stay tuned.